Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is DB333 and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the New Order Last Days of Europe as Tomsk. Now in the last video we had our elections and put in the humanists led by Dmitry Shostakovich. And we're starting working on getting our industry up to a state where we can get a actual decent military going. Because that's really what we need right now, military and soldiers. So we're working on making things better for the worker so we can get more factories and therefore get more, guns and shit. So yeah, let's get back to it and start. So let's check out what's going on in the rest of the world. Is Nixon still in? Yeah, he is. He only gets impeached around 64, I think, near the ass end of that. So we'll see what ends up happening. Has he cracked down on the movement? Or what? Bastion of Liberty, Cocos Malice, or damage. The American Malaise is still going. Someone have unity. There's still Southern riots. It's just not good in general. Labor and his labor. Let's go ahead and set a national focus. Let's free the factories. Therefore, getting us more factories. And having us be able to build more guns. During the times of the old Soviet Union, Tomsk was a beneficiary to the Siberian plan, Bukharin's plan to revitalize and renew the lands of the Siberia. Though it did not receive the most amount of aid, that would be Novosibirsk lot, it received enough of the cities of Tomsk to maintain its republican standards, living, and political freedoms. However, with the changes of the future it will bring, it may not remain so forever. Those that have broken free during these times of the Central Siberian Republic are now eye the city with great interest, a piece of importance for a great game of Russia. The humanist government, though it would have liked to instead focus on the welfare of the people, have deemed this looming threat as a danger for the people of the Republic. As such, it has set aside the budget for the construction of new factories and the reopening of old ones, with a new safety standard codes to go with them. After all, a worker deserves to feel peace and security. There we go. I like that. More factories. And will Buryatia finally get the upper hand here? I hope so. Because I'm tired of this war going on. Wasn't even paying attention before now, but now that I am tired of that shit. Let's see what we got. The worker discontent is low, so... go ahead and up the quotas. Can't do too much there quite yet. Military expansion, we're still building up arms factories, but that'll be done in 20 days. So we'll get some nice new guns. That always excites me. Guns. We can consolidate our rule. Do we want to do that? Well, let's try to weaken their authority. Actually, that's gonna drop our stability. Wow. And that'll also decrease our approval rates. I don't know. We've freed the factories. We gotta do all of these beforehand anyway. So, let's free the farms. Food is scarce in Russia. The most fertile land lay in the west, beyond the Urals. In Central Siberia, industrial materials are aplenty. The factories that have produced them are everywhere. The Siberian plan has given Tomsk much, but the food remains a problem. With the construction changes demanded by the mandate of humanists, the government needs to find a way to secure a steady, easy supply of foodstuffs and stable crops to ensure that no one goes hungry during the watch or live republic. The government shall subsidize the farmers, the cost is immaterial. For the security and safety of the citizens, there is never too high a price for the republic to pay. The president shall appoint commissioners to survey the land as well as to determine the mechanical and material needs of agriculture. The threat of famine and hunger shall never again set its foot upon the doors of Tomsk. There we go, I'm down for that. Okay, what do we need again for our guys? Let me see. We need infantry equipment, anti-tank equipment, and support equipment. Okay, let's get that. That's anti-aircraft. There's anti-tank. And support equipment. Still looks the same, thank God. And with that, we got the new AK-47s. About to go into production. Ty assumes control of Gulf. And we have the House elections. Looks like there's been no change one way or the other. Okay then. Good to know that nothing really changed. And we could scavenge for weapons. Certainly not preferable, but we probably could do that. Also do a weapons research project. Let's do the weapons research project, actually. We got some research slot available. Let's do... oh, sport weapon 3s. That works. Yeah, that works. What's Kemerovo up to? So far, we don't really know. Welsh Unionists have won the elections. Okay. Britain is not a dream. Ilya and Anna. The greatest siblings duo the world over. The heroes Russia need and deserves. Born to a loving family in Voronezh, the pair lose everything when the Huns invade and are forced to flee to the urban metropolitan center of Tomsk in central Siberia. The lives they knew have been taken from them, but do they give up? No. Now, Ilya and Anna must travel around Tomsk through thousands of kilometers of forest and tundra, learning of Russia's past, discovering secrets and mysteries of our nation's rich folklore and history, and unveiling the greatest conspiracy to the people of central Siberia. Is this Frozen? I mean, Anna, Elsa, Ilya, I don't know if that's the Slavic version of it. This is fucking Frozen, isn't it? God damn it. What's the conspiracy, you ask? Lurking beneath the shadows of Tomsk exists a great evil known as the Thule Society, who seek to infiltrate our peaceful democratic state with German influence and myths of Aryan supremacy. They will stop at nothing to undermine Tomsk's survival and spiritual enlightenment, going so far as to summon demons! Holy shit. Only Ilya and Anna, with the help of friendship, teamwork, and friends, this is fucking Frozen. They meet along the way, can prevent disaster from reaching Tomsk, and no doubt all of Russia. Turn into Radio Siberia to catch the action, excitement, and exploration of Russia's magnificent cultures and landscapes. Ilya and Anna, and all of the wonderful programs here on Radio Siberia is brought to you by the Central Siberian Telecommunications Department and various businesses working to provide opportunity and prosperity right here in Tomsk. Thank you for listening. We'll have a budget for a cartoon version as soon as we reclaim all of Russia. It is fucking Frozen. God damn it. Okay, let's get our men on Kemerovo. Let's also check on the Siberian Black Army. For Krasnoyarsk. Okay, winter is not yet over. I guess we're all gonna get the events when winter is over. So Krasnoyarsk is the we'll get the deal with. Then the Court of a Mad King. They'll focus. Okay. So the Black Army is gonna focus on Rurik, the Revolutionary Council, and all of them before they're gonna go ahead and focus on us. which is good. When are they going to go after us? Oh, they decreased pouring time. Probably, yeah, around here. So we'll have time. No national focus set. Let's give overtures for people. Though the humanist government respects Paternask and his transitional government and its accomplishments, it must admit that the latter's time in power was fraught with mistakes. Chief of this was their preference for democratic elitism, cutting the common man and woman out of the city and its environs out of the electoral process. It might have been an emergency measure, but to say that the average citizen could not decide for themselves the best course of action in defense of a city was unacceptable. The people drew inward, becoming apathetic towards their role in a democracy, and a critical part of the ideals of a republic now lie again on its deathbed. Shostakovich and his ministers aim to change this. Elitism, though it has its merits, has no place in democracy. The people must step forward and lend their shoulders to both the defense of the republic and its governance. Now begins the era of a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Hey, where have we heard that one before? Little tricky dick over there, working on it. Decisions. 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 What do we do? Nothing much right now, honestly. We're kind of okay. Nope. Oh, Communist Revolution in the Levant. Okay. I haven't seen that one before. Most of my other games, it's usually the Israel who ends up being established here. So seeing the Palestinians for once, it's an interesting change of pace. We'll see what happens. And we can scavenge for loot. That's what I'm talking about. It's time to loot these fuckers. How are our guns coming along? We're kind of getting there. We still need more, though. Same with anti-tank equipment, support equipment. We're good on artillery. Popular new book is circling through the upper echelons of our society. The Planet of Storms by Alexander Kazanstev is a fictional story about Russian cosmonauts set in the distant future of 2010, performing the first exploration of the planet Venus. The cosmonauts face many dangerous challenges such as meteorites, carnivorous plants, dangerous aliens, and deadly diseases. The end of the book reveals an extraordinary plot twist that takes both everyday readers and accomplished critics by surprise. Bruce Willis was a ghost the whole time. The book is widely believed to be influenced by the ideas of major Russian cosmist thinkers such as Alexander Bogdanov and Nikolai Fedorov. Kazanstev has confirmed that he was inspired by these ideas and did include them in his novel. The concept of cosmism primarily introduces the idea of a new, almost utopian world, one where humanity would have free reign in space with the ability to acquire an indefinite amount of resources. Cosmism also focuses not just on science and technology, but also on culture and natural philosophy. Cosmism even includes ideas of bringing the dead back to life and the achievements of human immortality. This Russian philosophical current has gained much renewed interest in Tomsk with the rise of a modernist salon and its ideas of well-ran free society that values knowledge. While the book has its share of detractors, its fiercer critics, slamming it for being scientifically impossible, many people, young and old, are contemplating the book for its many twists and thrilling writing. While it may be popular in Tomsk, it unfortunately has not seen much popularity beyond the Republic's borders. It seems not many people are up to purchasing and reading books in warlord Russia. However, there have been rumors of a movie adaptation being produced, so Alexander's story might not be quite over yet. Where the hell's my copy? Russian astronauts? What a silly idea. That would never happen. Okay, overtures to the people. The humanist heir. Likhachov has always kept his eyes on the other Salon leaders during Salons and negotiations. While this partially While this was partially in order to maintain one step ahead of the others, he couldn't help studying them on a personal level and admiring them for positive qualities. One man who was not yet a leader, was effectively a leader in waiting, had recently begun to fall under Lishnikov's attention as well. Mickiewicz Weinberg was a man with an interesting story. He was a Polish Jewish composer who lost his family to Nazis, ended up as an heir to one of the main contenders for control over an idealistic, experimental republic in the middle of Siberia. Surely, he had to be something of an idealist himself, steadfast in his convictions and forceful in his desire to improve the lives of others. He also had been forced to flee all over the place during the German invasion and Soviet collapse, relocating to Minsk and then Tashkent, and finding his way into both central Siberia and politics, as his plans to move to Moscow after the war could never come to fruition. While in Tashkent, Mieczyslav befriended the current leader of a humanist and fellow composer, Dmitry Shostakovich. The series of events that led to Mieczyslav, I know I'm butchering that, I'm sorry, becoming the heir to the humanist salon was certainly turbulent, although the man did possess certain qualities that made him a rather natural leader. Likhachov watched him as he negotiated. While sharing his friend Shostakov's strong idealism, he also had a fair share of pragmatism and charisma that allowed him to appeal to both his political counterparts and average citizens alike. From Likhachov's perspective, Mieczyslav may have been somewhat ideologically misguided, but he could clearly see that the soon-to-be humanist leader was a good man at heart. He's no worse than Likhachov or either of the others. God, people getting along with each other. That's a fucking crazy... Like, people who disagree with each other, but still find admirable traits about each other. Sure as fuck isn't America. Or really any other country, but you know what I mean. The legacy of the Pasternak government is immense, and although they've done much good, there's also parts that the humanists plan to repeal and reject. The years prior, there used to be two chambers of governance, the Senate and the House, ostensibly used to represent the outer territories of the city equally. It's been used to check and halt the voices of the majority who deem change, who demand change. The humanists plan to demolish the idea of an upper house, perhaps for good. For that to happen, however, the people must understand the repercussions of such change. The humanist government shall not waver over the issue. The voice of the people shall remain for the most potent power in politics. And when they speak, Parliament must hear. They shall elect their representatives directly, and laws will be introduced to hold the politicians accountable to their constituencies. The humanists accept that their masses are flawed, but their opinions need change, not ignorance and limitation. Alright. We still need to scavenge for new... We're still scavenging for new loot, but when that's done, we'll get more we'll be able to do more stuff. Which is always fun to me. I've never played a game long enough for these to get all the way to 240, and I'm excited when that's going to happen. Get scavenged for weapons. Do we want to do that? We might want to do that. Actually, let's invest in heavy construction techniques. Speaking of construction, we're getting another civilian factory built. Let's get a military factory, and after that, maybe a military factory here. Actually, before we do that, we're going to need infrastructure. I want all this up to at least infrastructure level 3. That's what I really want. Maybe it doesn't matter too much in Baxter. But, still. So let me go back to the construction. We'll worry about that later. Direct representation. Getting some stability and some manpower. It's weird. This is going strangely well. Oh, is Buryatiev finally gonna fucking win? Well, they got an encirclement. Not quite an encirclement. They have one in the making. They had an encirclement. Now they just have one in the making. Oh, did they take your two? No, they didn't take your Tusk. Okay. Oh! You fucked up. Now you're encircled. That might be the, oh, wait. Wait. If they can take these victory points, Okay, they got one encirclement done. Or one pushback. And they get pushed back again. Alright, let's get a new focus going. Transparency and responsibility. The salons of a city do not act as political parties of other polities in the world. The four great salons of modernists, bastards of the humanists, and the Decembrists are as much artistic movements as they are political. This resulting fusion has rendered the state's very natures opaque and labyrinthine, perhaps even Byzantine. Common citizenry is unfamiliar with the inner workings of the government, and as such, they cannot hold the salons accountable to as much detail as they would have liked. Such things must change. Opacity and obscurity shall have no place in the city. The citizens must know their duties and their obligations towards the ideals of a republic, but they must also retain their rights and voice in the government. We shall lift the veil over the nature of a state, and the people shall know the specifics of a political process. We have kept them blind for so long, and now they must see and learn. So Tomsk's voting turnout is actually going to increase. Which will be interesting to see how that works. And we can start new stuff. What do we do? We have schools and power tools. Let's work on what, research facilities? Maybe industrial expertise. Yeah. Industrial expertise, that's a move right now. I think I'll hold on to some political power for now. Oh. You got pushed back to the other side of the river. There goes the collapse of Madagascar. Whether or not it'll stay collapsed is the question. Alright, so are they going to deal with this pocket or what? They're too fucking divided right now. Yagata isn't even a problem. He's just kind of dying. Transparency and responsibility. Well, let's push forward. Let's get working on that. And then we can get working on the rest of this. Now, this will be good. So far, the humanist government has done all that it can in promoting the cause of the war against illiteracy. In this aspect, they've done what is expected of good governance and ethical integrity. The government has fulfilled what it has promoted during the campaign season of the last election, but Shostakovich means to take it a step further. Amid warlord Russia, there's a need not just for prudent necessary measures, but also for revolutionary deeds. That's precisely where the humanists have decided to go. In the middle of the chaos, the city shall provide the eye of a storm. In the middle of illiteracy and stupidity, the city shall provide shelter and education. To the people of Russia, whatever sins do not, shall know peace and security within the boundaries of a republic. Okay. More schools, more universities, for every worker a degree, for every worker a place to learn more. For every man a king, but none wear the crown. There we go! Finally! Oh, the men stood by the sill, calmly, and waited for their turn to jump. It's about fucking time for Beatia to do that. God damn. Finally, they can move on to something. They're gonna be so behind on their focus tree, though. I can only imagine. Unless there's, they're able to continue on. We'll have to wait and see. Let's push forward. I mean, Jesus Christ, that took too long. Oh, Farouk is dead. It turns out a diet of coke and whores is unable to sustain everyone, even a king. Let's work on the rights of humanity. Since they're coming into power, the standards of living for the average Tomsk citizen have increased dramatically. However, it is to say that it is rosy for everyone is an exaggeration. The bureaucracy in the cabinet would be frank. The rate of poverty in the city and its environs remain disappointing and outright heart-wrenching. Many still live below the poverty line, and so far no government has striven to provide the primary social services to them. The government considers this a travesty. No human being should live in these conditions without a home and a stable source of food. The cabinet has cleared up a budget for the expansion of affordable and cheap housing in the outskirts of a city. Once February will receive essential education and unemployment benefits to help them on their feet. The Humanist Association has faith in these feeble, destitute people. More important than their rights as citizens are their rights as human beings. Something that the association is more than happy to give. There we go. So what do we want to do next? We can't really loot yet. Could scavenge for weapons. Let's do that. Why not? More production. Can we do anything else? We can do some more investments, if we so desire. We can also invest in infrastructure. I don't know if I want to invest in infrastructure there, but I don't know. We'll wait and see. Might just focus on industrial investments, honestly. Got another civi factory going for us. Construction speed is pretty slow, but hopefully we'll get working on that eventually. Oh, there we go. Next is going to be done in September. Let's focus on the military factory for now. This will be done in January. Okay. What are we researching right now? Civilian construction 2, support weapon 3. We might want to get working on military construction. Honestly. Okay, rights of humanity is done. Let's do a free culture. From the times of the Union to the Central Siberian Republic, the artistic freedoms of the composer and writers throughout Russia were restricted for fear of political subversion and intrigue. Censorship boards proliferated their officers, striving to distill art into something clinical, something acceptable to the ideas of the authoritarian ideologies, running contrary to the intention and definition of art itself. As a result of the varieties of artistic mediums that have survived and prospered outside of Russia, do not have the equivalents here. Not even Tomsk could claim to reach the heights that the others had attained in Russia's absence. It's not enough for culture to be merely free. The censorship laws that remained in the books after the formation of the government cabinet shall be struck out one by one. Culture must be in liberty for it to be active. After all, what defines Russia as a nation if not works that will last beyond the lifetime of puny mortals? Well, I know what will last. Loot. Okay, it won't last, but it's still worth getting. New external investments. Or industrial investments. Fancy. Train our troops. Get some manpower and some army XP. That 1K manpower actually doesn't sound too bad. Prepare for war. The manpower. I think we'll go for the manpower. Any second. There we go. 1,000 manpower and some good army experience when we're done. Okay, so both of our research is done. So working on military construction, get that going, and then research speed. And we got this. We're moving on. Can we propose? We can, okay. Does that mean, what does that mean exactly? Does that mean they can start doing their stuff? Winter's over and the spring Rasputitas have ended. Okay. So they can start going down this tree. This branch. Okay, let's propose it. Already has the support of everyone. Okay, that's good. A free culture. Does that mean we get another focus tree or what? I don't think so, but a free people. Let's work on that. The Union and the old republics treated with the people with the same distrust as to their art, with distrust and weariness of political elements. Secret police proud the streets and listen to the conversations and the daily lives of citizens, proactively seeking to defend the ideology of their state rather than the liberties of the people. To their credit, the transitional government has lessened, if not outright abolished, the role of domestic intelligence within the city of Tomsk. Only vestiges remained of the old system, but the fear had stayed behind, preventing the people from enjoying the political liberties they ought to have. The average citizen should not only be technically free. Freedom of speech and opinion are the blood and veins of a functioning society. Whatever secret policing institution that had been spared the wrath of Pasternak's government, the cabinet shall swipe away. The government has determined that now is a moment of action, not speech. Okay. Central Siberian expansion. We got that going. I guess we'll see where exactly that takes us. Oh. Okay, so I see. We get the options to just go right after them. Okay. I'll have to figure out who the move is against then. Like, what's the plan, Sam, you know? Maybe you don't. You'll know next video, though, but not now, because I have to cut it here, folks. Thank you for watching, as always. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of my content, you should go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more uploads every weekday. It's every Saturday. Or, if you, want to send a few bucks my way, Patreon down below. I don't make any money off this, so, I'd appreciate if you at least consider the thought of sending a few bucks my way. I also have Discord. If you want to check that out, we can chat, play games, just have grand old time in general. I also have a Twitch account, which I stream kind of infrequently on. But I'm trying to be better at it, and I record series like this one. Well, not this one, but a series similar to this one. So if you want to check that out, Patreon, Twitch is the place to do it. So send a follow. And, well, yeah. That's about it for now, folks. My name has been Dogboat333. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Is it? That is not the end record combo.